August is absolutely insane. It's definitely the best month we've seen in a very long time. There's a lot of big collaborations, some classic sneakers too, and a lot of good resale opportunities as well. Regardless if you resell or not, I'm going to take you through all the most hyped sneakers dropping this month and their release info, such as their date, their retail, and resale predictions. Let's just get going. First of all, just starting a little slow, just a grade school sneaker. Figured I'd mention we got the Jordan 4 Pizza. These are just going to be personals for your kids if you want to grab some. Also on the first, we got another Terror Squad Air Force One colorway, this time coming in all red. These are also going to be personals only. Then we got the Nike Book One Safari. Like all Book Ones recently, these will also be personals only. Next up, we got the Kobe 9 Court Purple, and these are actually going to be personals only as well. I know that might surprise some of you, with the exception of maybe a little bit of brick profit on the very, very large sizes if you could be patient selling like sizes 14 and above, and even those will be very slow sales and don't expect much on there. Otherwise, these are mostly just going to be personals. And finally, for the first, before things really get hot, we got the LeBron 20 Pink Diamond dropping for $210. These are also going to be personals only. Now, on August 2nd, this is where things get very, very interesting because it's not just one good drop, it's two great drops. So the first great drop we have to talk about, obviously, the Undefeated Jordan 4 collaboration is finally here. And this is not just going to be a regular drop. Yes, Undefeated actually confirmed they're going to be dropping these first come, first serve. And why I'm saying they confirmed it is through negation. You can tell that if they already announced these two drops are raffles and the separate different release on the second is just a release, obviously that's going to be first come, first serve, and you know what that means. They're going to do a special domain kind of drop. I just made a full, completely free video guide for you guys in my last video, so check it out after this video. I'll link it at the end. One of the most important things I mentioned in there is that there is a way to get the early link for these new domains. We've been doing it since 2021. I obviously can't disclose how we're doing it, but we post the early link just minutes before the drop inside of Endurance. You could join with the link in the description. You don't have to join, you know, you could still cop manually without this, but I just want to give you guys as many competitive advantages as I can, and I'd really encourage you guys to try us out for other reasons too. That's besides the point though. Again, you don't need us to cop, it's just a little extra advantage. You could still cop manually, so make sure you check out that video. I break down a lot of important tips when it comes to these kinds of special drops. Now, retail is going to be $225, and demand on these is absolutely insane. Like, the bids right now are in the 600s. The pre-sale is already in the 600s. This is looking absolutely crazy. Like, this is looking like more demand than what we saw on the Union Jordan 1, and that's important because the stock on these is going to be very high. Right now, it's just rumored what the stock is going to be. I don't have the precise numbers yet. I'm going to post a video soon regarding that, but it's supposed to be pretty high. It's rumored to be somewhere around like 120,000 pairs, and that is pretty good stock. That is healthy enough stock to where it's going to be pretty easy for anyone who's locked in manually to be able to cop these, maybe even two pairs, but they're still going to resell. The demand is just that high, and I think the margin's going to be pretty good on these. I think these are probably going to settle somewhere above $300, but less than $400. We'll see as we get closer to the drop, but this is obviously a massive drop to look forward to, and that's not even the only one that we got. We also got on the second the Jordan 10 Steel. Guys, this is a sleeper. Pay attention. I know we don't talk about Jordan 10s a lot. Usually they're just bricks, but I think this time is going to be different, and it mostly comes down to the stock. Yes, it is a classic colorway, and yes, that's going to bring a lot of demand to these. We already see a lot of good demand brewing for these, but most importantly, there is very, very low stock for these. Right now, the stock on Nike is super low, and of course, this is just Nike US, but it looks like there's only about 7,000 to 8,000 pairs, if I'm remembering correctly. I made a short on it with the exact number if you want to check that out, but from my memory, that's what it is. Regardless, it's a very low number. Not only that, but most corporate retailers are not getting these either. I think it's just going to be like boutiques. So yeah, this is not going to be an easy release to get. A lot of people are going to sleep on these too because they're Jordan 10s. Most people aren't tapped in. They're not watching these kinds of videos. You, on the other hand, you are. I would definitely recommend going for these, especially on Nike with free returns. Retails $215, but I am expecting these to be profitable, at least lunch money, and potentially more than that on the big sizes, 11 and above. Then on August 7th, we got the Katie 18 Eggplant, taking inspiration from the foam posit eggplants for $170. These are also just going to be personals though. And the same goes for the Uptempo 95 in blue, Orlando Magic, the colorway is called. They're dropping for $170 on the 7th, and these are just going to be personals. Then we got some more A1 colorways dropping. For a short while, these had potential, but now these are all just bricking. Not expecting these colors to be any different. We got the Draft Pink and also the Sequoia colorway. These are just going to be personals. Also on the 8th, we got another Air Max 95, the Blue Spark. I don't have the stock yet, but I'll update you guys. If these are super limited, like we've seen some Air Max 95s, then they might have potential, but as of now, I'll say personals only. And when we get the stock numbers, I'll update you guys if anything changes. Just make sure you subscribe and enable post notifications. I'll probably make a short if that's the case. And the next day, August 9th, we got a new Jordan 4, very unique one. The Jordan 4 Worn Blue, coming in mostly denim. This is almost like a poor man's Levi's Jordan 4. These are dropping for $220, and unfortunately, they've already bricked, so obviously personals only. Then jumping to the 15th, we got a classic coming back. This is the Foamposite 1 Cough Drop. This is actually a classic colorway, and if they are limited enough, size 13 might actually end up being profitable, but as of now, I'm just going to assume personals only. If they end up being super limited though, I'll keep you guys updated. Right now, keep your expectations low. Oh, and retail's $240. It's always very high for foams. Speaking of high retails, Pharrell Williams has the audacity to drop a sneaker for $300. Yeah, I know, it's insane. This is the Pharrell Adidas Adistar Jellyfish. Obviously, these are just going to be personals. Then on the 16th, we got another really big release, this time on a Jordan 1 low, something that we don't usually see, but yes, this is a great release. This is the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1 low, better with time, and I think the concept is cool. First of all, I love when sneakers have like an aged or worn vibe to them. These come already a little bit distressed, and it reminds me of the original 2018 Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1. And I think these are going to be a hit as well. Even though they're Jordan 1 lows, I think he's got a big enough following, and I think the prior Nigels carry enough hype to this colorway, which actually looks pretty good. I think these will end up performing pretty well. Retail is just $165, and I could see these ending up somewhere in the high 200 range. Potentially a little bit more than that, but I'm aiming towards like high 200s. Regardless, it's a good drop to go for, and the larger sizes will be the best. Then on the 16th, we got the return of another classic, the Jordan 12 French Blue for $200. I am expecting these to end up similar to what we saw on the Flu Game 12s, where initially, if you sold them very quick, you might be able to make a little bit of brick profit locally if you have no tax on the bigger size, but then a little bit after that, they're just going to end up being complete personals, complete bricks. More importantly, on the 16th, yeah, this is a really crazy date. We got the Awake New York Jordan 5, and this sneaker, regardless of what you think about how it looks, is going to bang, and that's because they're limited to just 7,000 pairs. Not only that, but they're numbered. Yes, every single pair is going to be numbered. Obviously, that's something us collectors really like. So retail is just $210, and I am expecting these to perform pretty well too. I think these will be profitable with a good margin, especially in the large sizes. There's another color that's dropping later, which we'll talk about in a second. Then on the 20th, we got the Jordan 40 Blue Suede dropping for $205. I'm expecting these to just be personals. Next up on the 21st, we got the Ja 3 Max Volume dropping for $125. I'm expecting these to just be personals too. The next day on the 22nd, we got the Nike Giannis Freak 7 Live Wire for $115, personals only as well. And after that, on the 22nd, we got the SB Air Max 95 Cactus Flower. I think these are going to end up doing pretty well too. It's an SB collaboration with Air Max 95. The colorway is pretty decent too. I think these will end up being profitable with a decent to good margin, especially in the large sizes. Obviously, it depends on stock, which I will keep you guys updated on, but I'm pretty optimistic right now regardless. Then on the 23rd, we got the Kobe 3 Halo dropping for a whopping $240. Unfortunately, with a retail like this, these are going to have to be very limited in order to be profitable. As of now, I'm going to actually say personals only, but if we find that stock is super limited, I will keep you updated. Also the 23rd, potentially my favorite release of the month. Yeah, I actually favor these more than the Jordan 4 Undefeated. This is the Jordan 1 Shattered Backboard, and it's crazy to see that these have already bricked. This is a classic, iconic colorway. I have always wanted this pair. It's been a grail of mine for a while. Orange is my favorite color. Seen it on a Jordan 1. these just look so great, and they used to be so hyped, but I really don't care about the fact that they're bricked now. These are classic, iconic. We got to get these in the collection. Unfortunately, I'm just expecting these to be personals. Currently, it's far out from the drop, and they're barely selling for above retail. Pre-sale is very low. Retail is going to be $185, and we already saw some pairs drop via a shock drop. The total stock on Nike US that is yet to drop is 120,000 pairs. I made a short, and I mentioned these in a video discussing how insanely high that is compared to a lot of other recent releases. So yeah, it's really just the stock that's killing these. The demand is definitely still there. It's just way too much stock, but I don't care, still getting these for personal. Then on the 28th, very interesting one, we got the Drew Holiday Nike GT Cut 3 Turbo. I'm expecting these to be personals unless they're super limited. Again, I'll keep you updated if that's the case. And then we got another Awake New York Jordan 5, this time coming in a black and racer blue metallic silver colorway for $210, dropping August 30th. This one, I don't know how limited it's going to be, but assuming they are similar in stock, I think these would even outperform the pink pair. It's a much more desirable colorway, but what I could see end up being the case is those being very limited, these being more of the mass-produced pair, and consequently they will actually perform worse. So it really all depends on stock. It depends on what procedure Nike's going to be going for with these. I don't have the number yet. I'll have to keep you guys updated. Just make sure you subscribe and enable post notifications. And remember, we're going to have the early link posted inside of Endurance for the Undefeated Jordan 4. I just want to see you guys cook, so feel free to join with the link in the description if you're interested, or at the very minimum, watch the free video guide I just put up. So hopefully a lot of you guys are successful on those and all these other hype drops that are coming up this month, because it's a really good one. Have a good day.